No, that figures, doesn't it? If any of you guys out there that have kids and haven't done projects like this, you're missing out. You can't beat a good old father and son project for a good time to spend with your kids. Father, son, father, daughter. It's also good when you know, I've got the knowledge from having done this. Not saying I do it perfect, because there are guys that do it for a living who will likely look at this video and say, what the hell was he thinking? The way I do it works okay, looks good, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it still looks good. I remember doing projects like this with my dad. We would fight and argue on some of them because we'd have different opinions, but I think that's what made our projects work out better, is the fact that we would argue about it to get the best results. Because we would find we would argue about a detail until and then we'd stop working on it until we came to an agreement, and quite often it was you know, for the better of the project. So even though these are only spacers, I asked Brad if we should stagger the seams. He came out with a good answer. Why does it matter? No, but we know it would be done that way. Needless to say, I don't think we're going to bother. Okay, we're going to have a problem when we put the J channel up, because there's going to be a gap across the back there. The back of the house has aluminum siding on it. It doesn't go all the way up to the bottom of the fascia there, so we have to put a little spacer in to conceal that opening and give us a place to put the J channel on the ends. So this is what we came up with. Have a couple of spacers here that are going to go on underneath the aluminum siding, or behind it, and then on the bottom we'll just put this little piece on, which will fill the gap, and that'll basically go in. It'll go in this way to fill the gap. It's hard to explain, but you'll see when we get it done. Here we go, folks. We got the first couple of pieces up. Like
I said.
And a little filler piece is right in there between the siding and the J-channel. Hardly noticeable. If we didn't tell you, you likely wouldn't notice that. It was raining a little bit earlier, so kind of got a little wet. But here's what I came up with for cutting. We're using the radial arm saw. We just put some scraps of plywood. This is actually stuff that we... There, that'll help. We actually took this plywood off the house and put several pieces on, kind of butcher shopped them together. So, and I have a piece in there that's made to cut, and then you see a little shim there just to hold it up, because we're right at the extent of what this saw can reach. So I just kicked the soffit up a bit, and I just, to cut, I just slide it in. And then we had a little problem here with it hitting the saw blade, because it would kick up. This is how close we are on the clearances. So I just made this little scrap of wood with a notch under it. So that tucks under. That goes up against the fence. Now the saw blade clears. And all we have to do is run the saw, and we're using a fine-tooth carbide blade backwards. And this is the end cut here from the last piece we cut. So I'll pull it out and show you just how clean a cut it is. So this is an offcut. And this is the edge that it gives us when we cut. So, no burring on it or anything. Works good. I'll show you. I gotta get the next piece out and ready to cut. So I'll set you up and let you watch. There you go. Works like a charm. Okay. Well, Brad's 70-year-old house is a lot straighter than my 30-year-old house. Who would have thought? We're using aluminum screws, or aluminum nails, and they might drive into new wood fairly easy, but wood that's been on a house for several years, they just bend, so we're pre-drilling. And they're still, they still bend, and then that one there, it's in the middle of the, kind of in the middle. So we're using a nail set on that. And the one on the end flange, you can drive it all the way home. And then this edge here, this edge here will be covered when we put the fascia up. Just thought I'd change it up and give you a different view there.